2.5 times your revenue in 3 months. Talk us through like what life is like now that you've actually 2.5 times your revenue.
Starting with you guys, I can't say enough how much of a change it's made for us. The girls' books are full. We have to look for new staff.
What is the noticeable change that you've noticed in Salon since we started working together for the Salon scaling strategy?
Apart from being on the floor, we're so busy we don't get a chance to see each other because everyone is so down and everyone's happier that way. And the morale is really high. We're always best when we're busiest, obviously.
What the Salon was in general in all aspects before, what was it like?
Look, we were busy, but there were gaps, and definitely gaps. And then as soon as we kind of signed up with you guys, it completely flipped around, and in such a short period of time. So yeah, we realized that
Welcome to Diary of the Search Queen, the go-to podcast for salon owners ready to ditch the algorithm and get found by their dream clients on Google. I'm Sonya Raymond, aka Sonya the Search Queen, founder of the Search Republic. And after helping salons generate millions in client bookings, I'm here to show you how to create a reliable, low-stress lead flow without living on your phone. Ready to stop chasing and start filling chairs with ease? Let's go.
Welcome to this week's episode of Diary of the Search Queen. I am joined by one of our incredible clients, Lisa from Glamour Empire in Tamworth in New South Wales. She has came on board from one of our L'Oreal partnerships that we have with L'Oreal. She first seen us at a masterclass. But Lisa, you 2.5x your revenue in 3 months of working with us. That is absolutely unheard of. You must be stoked. 2.5 times your revenue. I'm going to say that and I'm going to say it again. 2.5 times your revenue in 3 months. How do you feel? Because I know when we first met, we were introduced through L'Oreal. So talk us through what life is like now that you've actually 2.5 times your revenue.
Yeah, so it's insane. So we had some staff whose books weren't full and we just had this massive influx of clientele just coming from everywhere. So social media, phone calls, online, that sort of thing. So, and just walk-ins as well after starting with you guys. I can't say enough how much of a change it's made for us. The girls' books are full. We have to look for new staff. So we need more staff. Yeah, that's how it has to be.
Because when we first met, you had lots of gaps in the books. So talk us through that, because this is obviously going to be music to every salon owner's ears. So speak to us about what that was like before we started working together.
Basically, we were doing things like we've always relied on social media and the girls pumping themselves on social media and, popping posts out and things like that. So the fact that we were working obviously behind the scenes to build a clientele through advertising in multiple ways, fact that we signed up with you guys and just saw a change immediately, we couldn't be happier. Like I said, it was actually hard to keep track of and take all of the calls and messages and we had a massive wait list at that start. So we're still filtering them out. So it's pretty amazing. Yeah.
Amazing. Because again, those gaps in the books, I just want to speak to that, is that, you were getting the girls to do social media and stuff like that.
Yes.
But you were paying them obviously to start. When you have gaps in your books, you're paying your stylists and they're selling around. That costs you so much money.
That's
and
exactly.
A lot of salon owners fall into that trap of getting our stylists to then do their social media strategy and all of those sorts of things. But now it must be so empowering for you to know that the girls are pulling their weight, they're paying for themselves and they're making profit on top. How does that feel?
Oh, it's unbelievable because now we just don't have to worry. We're actually, as soon as there is a gap, because obviously you do get a cancellation once in a while, it's filled straight away. We don't have to worry about those quietest kind of times. So really looking forward to see what that does for us next year as well. But it's just changed everything for us in such a positive way. And the girls are happier too because, they're not having to work as hard trying to fill the books. It's happening organically through signing up with the Search Republic. So unbelievable.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. And you guys, you and Renee are just awesome to work with. We're very, very lucky to have wonderful clients like you. I think all of our salon clients are just absolutely such a joy to work with. And let's talk about what that moment was like when you finally realized Google is actually working for your salon. Let's speak to that. What did that feel like? Because I know that when you first came to us, you were under the understanding we were just going to optimize your Google business listing, but you didn't know about Google Ads and you didn't know about SEO and all those things. So talk to us about what that moment was like, the minute that you were like, holy shit, Google is actually booming my business.
Yeah, first of all, I felt like an idiot for not doing it sooner. So wait, because I just wish obviously, it's about, it's out there and that sort of thing, but you don't know the ins and outs. But now, knowing what I know, I'm telling my friends who have businesses and that sort of thing, like, don't wait for something now to just fall into your lap or try all these other avenues. Go straight to you guys, because the difference it's made to us, like, we need probably some help to sort all this out and filter it all out now, because we had it under control before now. But now I just feel like we don't have that time. We need someone like an assistant to help us take all that on, because it's changed that much. It's that drastic in such an amazing way. So, yeah, it felt like an idiot for not doing it sooner, to be honest.
Yeah, and that's honestly what we hear all the time, like it's lovely that you're saying that, because the reality is, when we are in business and we're busy kind of working in the business, we can't see the forest for the trees. But when we step out of it and we outsource the lead gen aspect of it, it's like night and day, because now you're no longer just working in the business, you're working on the business, and your leads are coming from your ideal clients that actually want your services. But so many of our salon owners aren't aware of the untapped potential, because they treat it as a cost. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, it costs money to do that. Of course, everything in this world costs money. But Google Ads and SEO and everything that we do with you guys, it's an investment, and it pays for itself, and you make profit on top. Would you agree?
Absolutely. I just feel like it pays for itself. And after going down other avenues and paid other avenues and advertising, that sort of thing, I wouldn't bother now. Like, just go straight to you guys, because honestly, we had barely any results from any of that. And this has just been unbelievable. So I wouldn't waste my time with anything else. I'd go to you guys first. Yeah.
What kind of work did you do with other people? What kind of marketing stuff did you do? Let's speak to that.
Your local papers, and we've done bridal magazines. That's all very nice. And, relying on your own social media, Facebook, Instagram, that's great, because people want to see that. But you guys drive the searches for us, like the results for us. We weren't getting anything in comparison. So I just feel like that is such a waste of time. Like, straight to you guys just to cut out all of that, to get those results so fast without paying all of that money or wasting all of that over time. You guys are working so hard behind the scenes, and you obviously send us the reports and everything, which are amazing. Like, going through those reports in the meetings with you guys, I can't say that blows my mind every time. Like, even just seeing, some of the search words you guys have in place that have just made such a difference in a couple of months. Like, and you guys are saying the results that are coming from all of that, I wouldn't have wasted my time with anything else had I known. So I think everyone just needs to hear about this, so they know straight up.
Yes.
Just don't see your time with the little things, because this and paying for it, I know it sounds like a bit of an outlay and maybe you might be struggling, or you don't feel like you've got that money to put aside for advertising. If we can do it, anyone can do it. And I just feel like it, like you said, it's such an investment in business. I wouldn't do it any other way ever again.
Bless. Thank you so much for saying. I'll pay you later for that. And sweetheart, tell me, like, what is a noticeable change that you've noticed in Salon since we started working together for the Salon scaling strategy?
So in terms of us being busy?
Yeah, as in, like, what have you noticed in terms from the team since we started working together? What noticeable changes have you seen with the team, like within all of your stylists? Like, what is the morale like?
Oh, amazing. And I don't see them. Apart from being on the floor, we're so busy we don't get a chance to see each other, because everyone is so out. And everyone's happier that way. And the morale is really high. We're always best when we're busiest, obviously. And I think it gives the girls a boost too, to know that they're some of the girls are relatively new to us as well, but their clientele, like, they've just built it up so fast. And it's all because of signing up with you guys, because that doesn't happen quickly. Yes, we had a bit of a flow, but now we have even more. And the fact that they can call someone on the wait list and build those days, it makes their days go faster. They're happier, and they're happier when they're making a profit, and so are we. So that enables us to do so much more for them and our clients.
Of course. And tell us, what has been the impact in your personal life since everything's kind of taken off? Because obviously you and Renee are co-founders. So what has been the noticeable change in your personal life? Because I know salons, a lot of our salon owners, they struggle, they're very time poor, so it's like, talk to us about what has actually happened personally as a result of the business being taken care of.
Sure. Well, you guys have just taken that off our plate. So Renee and I are actively on the floor, and we're running the business. So running the business is outside of ours, obviously, but the fact that you guys are doing that takes so much off our plate. It means, like, we're on the floor even more. So our books were obviously full already, but obviously we're happy to work even more. So it just means we don't have to worry about that. And then we just had a meeting with you guys and we see the results, and it's just like a breath of fresh air. It just takes all that way to know that you guys are doing that, yet, and the results are speaking for themselves. So the fact that's taken off our plates relieves a bit of stress. We can concentrate on other things in our downtime as business owners when we're doing admin and that sort of thing. That just takes that off our plate, and that's huge. That's massive. And we can't do enough because that part of it was very stressful. Constantly trying to build up, obviously not clientele, but build up clientele for the other girls and draw in new clients in a different way to what we were doing. You guys have done that for us. We don't have to borrow.
Oh, that's so lovely to hear. And like, obviously your personal life outside of work, has it enabled you to spend more time with family? Like what has that been like on a personal side?
Yeah, well, it's been a really tough year for both Renee and I personally. We've had a lot of stuff going on with family, but it means that we can duck off and take care of them even though we're, actively with our clients. But the girls' books are full enough. And the fact that, again, you guys are doing that business side of it takes that off our plate. I can go away and not worry about that side of it and come back and do our clients. Do you know what I mean? And same with Renee. So yeah, that's a huge impact. The fact that we can even consider that without having to, sit on a plane or sit in a hospital or something and do that work and not stress about it means the world of disturbing.
Yeah. Oh, and family is always first.
I haven't actually been able to do that before. You're literally actually sitting in a hospital sometimes or sitting at home when you should be doing other things with your family, like doing what you guys are doing for us. So
yeah, oh, that makes me quite teary actually. That's so lovely to hear. No, and that's the thing, like business needs to support you in those tough times, and when your business doesn't need you to run or to bring in more clients and or making sure everything's running, like that is like where true freedom comes from, because being a business owner myself, I know too well what it's like when you're running a business and then not having that time freedom. So talk to us about what the time freedom now looks like in terms of all aspects of life.
Yeah, so I guess the goal is to, Renee and I still happy to work really hard. We would love to be able to pull back a little bit now that the girls' books are full, and obviously ultimately look for more staff so that even if we could pull back a day each so that we can have that freedom. I think you guys are allowing us to do that by bringing that clientele. We've got them first and foremost. We just need the staff now to come in and do that. Maybe take an extra day or even half a day each, which would mean we can concentrate on building business up even further or, taking some downtime or properly having holidays. So we know that's something that can happen, and now we just have to find those staff to cater to that. So that would be a bit of a goal for us moving forward.
Quick break. If you're a salon owner, sick of posting every day with nothing to show for it, or you're staring at the gaps in the books again next week, well, we can help. So book a free call with my team using the link in the show notes, and let's map out a Google strategy that brings in dream clients without the daily hustle. Now, back to the episode.
Can you take us through what the salon was like in general and all aspects, like before you started working with us? Like, because we only started working together in September this year. So talk to us about like what August was like before, like what was it like?
Look, we were busy, but there were gaps, some definitely gaps. And we had hired someone to do some social media for us, which is something, but we weren't finding it was quite hitting the mark. The girls obviously had spare time up their sleeves, so we were begging to do things out of the ordinary, create social stories and things like that. And then as soon as we kind of signed up with you guys, it completely flipped around. And in such a short period of time. So yeah, we realized that the stuff that we're concentrating on with social media was actually not working for us. When we signed up with you, the results were overwhelming, in a good way. So we found we didn't need that. So we could actually remove that. And that was something we were spending money on that was kind of unnecessary. I'm not saying social media is unnecessary, but the way we were going about it was unnecessary. Signing up with you guys filled that gap for us. Again,
so lovely to hear. So it's honestly so lovely to hear. Like, it's just, this is why I do what I do. That's why I get up in the morning. And talk to us about the type of client you're now attracting, because that has changed for you guys. Am I right?
Absolutely. Well, we're obviously we're a salon that caters to all age groups, and we are still continuing to get that. Obviously, the older clientele don't use social media and that sort of thing much. We're getting a probably more our age, like middle-aged and younger clientele. But because we are a salon that offers multiple services, we're just getting them coming in from everywhere. So we're getting, teenagers, we're getting mums, we're getting, still getting grandmas and that sort of thing, but we're getting new brow clients, lashes clients. We're getting a lot of people asking about other services we would love to offer. So that's something we can get down track. We've already outgrown this space and probably more so since you guys have come on board. So we need to look at expanding the business in some way that caters to those clients who are now asking for other services as well, which is something I didn't think would happen.
That's just incredible. So like 2.5 times your revenue, and now you're needing to expand your premises. Like that's epic. That is so amazing. And how many stylists have you got in total again?
There's 10 here.
And how many are you looking for?
Look, we could probably still handle another 4. It depends on, obviously we've got to cater to what people want to do in terms of days. Obviously a lot of people don't want to work full time, but we're very open to negotiating all of that. So we'd make it work. But we are looking at potentially expanding in the future when we can. We're already in talks. It's just let it happen now when it can.
Amazing. Well, I couldn't think of anyone more deserving, that's for sure, because you ladies, you bring the lols and you bring the energy and you bring the delight really to work with. And I can really feel the passion that you guys have for what you do, and it's really contagious. So I hope that you feel that as well, because that's why clients keep wanting to rebook as well, because the energy that you bring as well. So I love that. And if there was a salon owner listening right now and they were like still relying on social media, like what advice would you give them?
Oh, don't hesitate. Like sign up straight away, because I think you will be blown away by the results. And I think you would think you were like me and just think you were so stupid for not doing this sooner. And you don't know until you try. And you guys, what you were saying about our energy and everything being contagious, and you guys have that effect on us, your whole team and yourself in particular. You guys are just such a joy to work with, and you make it fun. The business side of it fun. And for someone like me, that's so important, because usually I struggle with that, but you guys just make everything so effortless, and you're so patient too, which is amazing.
Oh, honestly, it's all our pleasure, in all honesty, because I think the thing is, when it comes to Google as well, it can be so technical, which is why some few people want to do it, because they don't want to feel stupid, and it goes into the too hard basket. And I love that you've said that, because we get that a lot from a lot of our clients. We make it easy. Like we tell you what you need to know, so you actually become empowered about what your return on investment is. So I love that you're saying that, because a few of our clients have actually said that. So that's really lovely to hear. And what's the future vision? I'm obviously hearing that you want to expand into bigger premises. What's the future vision for Glamour Empire? Like, talk to us what your big 5-year goal now looks like.
Yeah, so the goal for us is to find some more personal time for ourselves, but still have the business thriving. We've got an amazing team, obviously keeping them, but adding to it, and potentially creating new space upstairs from here. Like I said, we're in the talks of that, which we could add new service rooms. We could add a nicer area for the girls to go and have for lunch, which would, they've got a lovely room here and everything, but we want to keep them happy and have a space for them. Well, look, I would love, and I don't know if this is something that can happen, but we've always spoken about, we've got a lot of mums and we want to nurture that. I would love to add a little creche area for our girls. It keeps them having the money to come back. We've got staff that come back and do little cameos at Christmas, so we've got that happening now, but they've got bumps and stuff. Even to do something like that, but definitely expand and go bigger and better. That's always our intention, but still make it for us to look after, be so overwhelming.
Of course, and it's, look, you have to put on your own oxygen mask first, otherwise the dream doesn't work, without you. So you really have to fill your own cup up, and you definitely feel that, especially when you've family and business and all the things, but you really need to prioritize you. So I'm loving that you're speaking to that. And can I also ask you, in terms of before you started running Google, what made you decide that something had to change? Like what made you say, what was it that you were like, nah, we have to change? Like, what did you guys notice in Salon that you were like, enough's enough?
I think it was just always up and down, and just feeling, like you do really well for a second and then it kind of take it back. You're like, well, what are we doing wrong? You're always, Renee and I have always wanted to better ourselves, and with the business we're always trying to strive and go forward. And obviously what we were doing was not working. I feel like we were kind of just treading water. And it's like, what's that next thing we can do to bring in a clientele that's different, that hopefully will show results quite quickly? And you don't know until you try. Like, you've got to get yourself out of your comfort zone. So again, we knew a little bit, but we didn't know to full extent. So it's like, you've got to jump in and give it a go, you know. So I think just the frustration of not seeing results through what we were doing and not wanting to wait time.
Absolutely, and time is money, isn't it? Because that's what we're here to do. Is to your service-based business. Time is everything, and the average docket value now of your clients, like obviously, has that increased a lot? Like, as in, like, you know, they might have came looking for the type of client that you were attracting. They were looking for cuts. Now we're obviously attracting more of the lived-in blonde, balayage, all that. Like, so your average docket value per client, has that increased as well?
Absolutely it has, because again, we're a multi-service providing salon, do some beauty as well, and then we've got retail as well. So definitely we've seen an upsell with the retail, but also with the services. I think people probably didn't realise that we offer nanoplasty or something like that. So they'll come and have a colour and then see our new and or see what you guys have popped up there for the, you know, search words and things like that that are trending. And they'll see these other services that are good and they'll book into something else. So they do a lot of add-ons now, whereas before they were. I feel like there's been an influx of more of that. So, yeah, that's why we would love to add in more services. You know, while they're here, we want to be a one-stop shop. Add your brows, wait your hair done, you know. So we are seeing more of that. So the average docket sale ticket price has gone up, definitely.
Well, that's awesome, because again, you know, when you're attracting people for your luxury services as well, it's only going to increase that ticket value for sure. So it's lovely that you're seeing that as well. And talk to us, what is next for Glamour Empire in terms of services that you want to offer? Like, is there any ones in the pipeline that we'd like to know?
Yeah, so look, some of us are beauty trained, but we only offer like brows, lashes, things like that. So I think expanding that and doing a bit more luxury. Something we're looking at is we're wedding specialists. We're looking at upping for the wedding services that we provide. We'd like to add some more luxurious kind of steps to our wedding services as well. So we're hoping that might draw more in. I mean, we do have a lot of weddings booked in, but I think that could add another layer. But yeah, we could definitely add more beauty services for sure. The Japanese head spa is very big at the moment. We're looking at
it is very big. We've a few of our salons that are doing the Japanese head spa as well.
But to have like, you need a more private kind of quieter space. So that's something we would have to do when we expand.
I love your wording.
Things like that. Anything that's going to add to what we're doing now. We get quite asked a lot about nails and things like that. I don't know that we move into that realm, but I think there's smaller things we could add to it, like tanning and stuff. It really depends on the space that we can acquire. As to what we can do. We're open. We've got a lot of ideas and open to a lot. So, yeah.
Amazing. For anyone listening in your area that wants to know more about what it is that you do and why they should come to you over anyone else, here's your time to shine. Tell them why they need to come to the most beautiful girls in Glamour Empire.
Well, I feel like not only are our girls the most talented at what they do in terms of hair, colouring, cutting, lashes, styling and brows and that sort of thing, makeup application. I just think we've got such a beautiful, genuine team. And I know you go somewhere for amazing work, but we have such an amazing environment here that caters to everybody. And you love seeing the kids coming here for their cuts and that sort of thing and act like they own the salon because we're their hairdressers too, you know. But I just think we've got the most talented, passionate team that really nurture our clients. We're not just here just for the look or the way someone, you know, walks out of a salon. We're here and make people feel that we're good. And I think that's mostly why our staff are with us, because that's what Renee and I are passionate about. So yeah, we do amazing hair and makeup. We're wedding specialists. We love to, you know, go out on location, look after our brides and be part of their day and all the little services that go in the lead up to that. So yeah, on the day, I think we've just got an amazing team and they're just passionate about what they do and the results show and speak for themselves.
Oh, I love that. Lisa, thank you so much for being on the podcast today. It's absolute joy to have you as a client, you and Renee, and the energy, the passion, everything that you guys bring. We're very, very honoured to be working with you and have you as a client. So more clients like you, please. would make our dreams come true, because you guys are legends. And a huge shout out obviously to L'Oreal for sending you guys our way as well, because, you know, we wouldn't have found each other if it hadn't been for L'Oreal Pro. So, you know, it's important to to also pay dues to the people that have brought us together. So thank you so much. And honestly, just keep going, keep shining. We love working with you. And if anyone is keen in learning more about Glamour Empire, check them out. They're incredible. They're based in Tamworth in New South Wales. And yeah, thank you so much for being on the podcast today, Lisa.
Thank you so much for having us.
If today's episode spoke to your salon soul, then hit subscribe so you don't miss the next round of strategy and support. For more help filling your books without the burnout, then check the show notes and you'll find a link to the Search Republic, where we build simple Google strategies that actually work. And if we're not already connected, come and say hi to me on the gram at Sonya the Search Queen, and I'd love to hear what landed for you today.